Strategy rests on unique activities. Competitive strategy is about being different. It means deliberately choosing a different set of activities to deliver a unique mix of value. Southwest Airlines Company, for example, offered short-haul, low-cost, point-to-point service between mid-sized cities and secondary airports in large cities. Southwest avoids large airports and does not fly great distances. Its customers include business travelers, families, and students. Southwest frequent departures and low fares attract price-sensitive customers who otherwise would travel by bus or car, and convenience-oriented travelers who would choose a full-service airline on another route. Most managers describe strategic positioning in terms of their customers. Southwest Airlines serve price and convenience-sensitive travelers, for example, but the essence of strategy is in the activities, choosing to perform activities differently or to perform different activities than rivals. Otherwise, a strategy is nothing more than a marketing slogan that will not withstand competition. A full-service airline is configured to get passengers from almost any point A to any point B, to reach a large number of destinations and serve passengers with connecting flights. Full-service airlines employ a hub-and-spoke system centered on major airports. To attract passengers who desire more comfort, they offer first-class or business-class service. To accommodate passengers who must change planes, they coordinate schedules and check and transfer baggage. Because some passengers will be traveling for many hours, full-service airlines serve meals. Southwest, in contrast, tailors all its activities to deliver low-cost, convenient service on its particular type of route. Through fast turnarounds at the gate of only 15 minutes, Southwest is able to keep planes flying longer hours than rivals and provide frequent departures with fewer aircraft. Southwest does not offer meals, assigned seats, intra-and baggage checking, or premium classes of service. Automated ticketing at the gate encourages customers to bypass travel agents, allowing Southwest to avoid their commissions. A standardized fleet of 737 aircraft boosts the efficiency of maintenance. Southwest has staked out a unique and valuable strategic position based on a tailored set of activities. On the route served by Southwest, a full-service airline could never be as convenient or as low cost. IKEA, the global furniture retailer based in Sweden, also has a clear strategic positioning. IKEA targets young furniture buyers who want style and low cost. What turns this marketing concept into a strategic positioning is the tailored set of activities that make it work. Like Southwest, IKEA has chosen to perform activities differently from its rivals. Consider a typical furniture store. Showrooms display samples of the merchandise. One area might contain 25 sofas, another will display 5 dining tables, but those items represent only a fraction of the choices available to customers. Dozens of books displaying fabric swatches or wood samples or alternate styles offer customers thousands of product varieties to choose from. Salespeople often escort customers through the store, answering questions and helping them navigate this maze of choices. Once a customer makes a selection, the order is relayed to a third-party manufacturer. With luck, the furniture will be delivered to the customer's home within 6 to 8 weeks. This is a value chain that maximizes customization and service but does so at high cost. In contrast, IKEA serves customers who are happy to trade off service for cost. Instead of having a sales associate track customers around the store, IKEA uses a self-service model based on clear in-store displays. Rather than rely solely on third-party manufacturers, IKEA designs its own low-cost, modular, ready-to-assemble furniture to fit its positioning. In huge stores, IKEA displays every product it sells in room-like settings, so customers decoration don't need a decorator to help them imagine how to put the pieces together. So customers don't need a decorator to help them imagine how to put the pieces together. Adjacent to the finished showrooms is a warehouse section with products in boxes on pallets. Adjacent to the furnished showrooms is a warehouse section with the products in boxes on pallets. Customers are expected to do their own pickup and delivery, and IKEA will even sell you a roof rack for your car that you can return for refund on your next visit. Although much of its low-cost position comes from having customers do it themselves, IKEA offers a number of extra services that its competitors do not. In-store childcare is one, extended hours are another. Those services are uniquely aligned with the needs of its customers who are young, not wealthy, likely to have children but no nanny, and because they work for a living, having a need to shop at odd hours. The origins of strategic positions. Strategic positions emerge from three distinct sources, which are not mutually exclusive and often overlap. First, positioning can be based on producing a subset of so one producing a subset of an industry's products or services. I call this variety-based positioning because it's based on the choice of products or service varieties rather than customer segments. Variety-based positioning makes economic sense when a company can best produce particular products or services using distinctive sets of activities. GP Loop International, for instance, specializes in automotive lubricants and does not offer any other car repair or maintenance services. Its value chain produces faster service at a lower cost than broadline repair shops, a combination so attractive that many customers subdivide their purchases, buying oil changes from the focused competitor GP Loop and going to rivals for other services. The Vanguard Group, a leader in the mutual fund industry, is another example of variety-based positioning. Vanguard provides an array of common stock, bond, and money market funds, and offer predictable performance and rock-bottom expenses. The company's investment approach deliberately sacrifices the possibility of extraordinary performance in any one year for good relative performance in every year. Vanguard is known, for example, for its index fund. It avoids making bets on interest rate and steers clear of narrow stock groups. Fund managers keep trading levels low, which hold expenses down. In addition, the company discourages customers from rapid buying and selling because doing so drives up costs and can force a fund manager to trade in order to deploy new capital or raise cash for redemptions. Vanguard funds in their portfolio, while buying aggressively managed or specialized funds from competitors. The people who use Vanguard or GP Loop are responding to a superior value chain for a particular type of service. A variety-based positioning can serve a wide array of customers, but for most, it will meet only a subset of their needs. A second basis for positioning is that of serving most or all the needs of a particular group of customers. I call this needs-based positioning, which comes closer to traditional thinking about targeting a segment of customers. It arises when there are groups of customers with differing needs and when a tailored set of activities can serve those needs best. Some groups of customers are more price sensitive than others, demand different product features, and need varying amounts of information, support, and services. IKEA's customers are a good example of such a group. IKEA seeks to meet all the home furnishing needs of its target customers, not just a subset of them. A variant of need-based positioning arises when the same customer has different needs on different occasions or for different types of transactions. The same person, for example, may have different needs when traveling on business than when traveling for pleasure with a family. Buyers of cans, beverage companies, for example, will likely have different needs from their primary supplier than from their secondary source. It's intuitive for most managers to conceive of their business in terms of the customer's needs they are meeting. But a critical element of needs-based positioning is not at all intuitive and is often overlooked. Differences in needs will not translate into meaningful positions unless the best set of activities to satisfy them also differs. If that were not the case, every competitor could meet those same needs, and there would be nothing unique or valuable about the positioning. In private banking, for example, Bessemer Trust Company targets families with a minimum of $5 million in investable assets who want capital preservation combined with wealth accumulation. By assigning one sophisticated account officer for every 14 families, Bessemer has configured its activities for personalized service. Meetings, for example, are more likely to be held at a client's ranch or yacht than in the office. Bessemer offers a wide array of customized services, including investment management and estate administration, oversight of oil and gas investment, and accounting for racehorses and aircraft. Loans, a staple of most private banks, are rarely needed by Bessemer's clients and make up a tiny fraction of its client balances and income. Despite the most generous compensation of account officers and the highest personnel cost as a percentage of operating expenses, Bessemer's differentiation with its target families produces a return on equity estimated to be the highest of any private banking competitor. Citibank's private bank, on the other hand, serves clients with a minimum asset of about $250,000 who, in contrast to Bessemer's clients, want convenient access to loans, from jumbo mortgages to deal financing. Citibank's account managers are primarily lenders. When clients need other services, their account manager refers them to other Citibank specialists, each of whom handles prepackaged products. Citibank's system is less customized than Bessemer's and allows it to have a lower manager-to-client ratio of 1 to 125. Biannual office meetings are offered only for the largest clients. Both Bessemer and Citibank have tailored their activities to meet the needs of a different group of private banking customers. The same value chain cannot profitably meet the needs of both groups. The third basis for positioning is that of segmenting customers who are accessible in different ways. Although their needs are similar to those of other customers, the best configuration of activities to reach them is different. I call this access-based positioning. Access can be a function of customer geography or customer scale, or of anything that requires a different set of activities to reach customers in the best way. Segmenting by assets is less common and less well understood than the other two bases. Carmike Cinemas, for example, operates movie theaters exclusively in cities and towns with populations under 200,000. How does Carmike make money in markets that are not only small but also won't support big city ticket prices? How does Carmike make money in markets that are not only small but also won't support big city ticket prices? It does so through a set of activities that result in a lean cost structure. Carmike's small town customers can be served through standardized, low-cost theater complexes requiring fewer screens and less sophisticated projection technology than big city theaters. The company's proprietary information system and management process eliminate the need for local administrative staff beyond a single theater manager. Carmike also reaps advantages from centralized purchasing, lower land and payroll costs because of its locations, and rock bottom corporate overhead of 2%. The industry average is 5%. Operating in small communities also allows Carmike to practice a highly personnel. Operating in small communities also allows Carmike to practice a highly personal form of marketing in which the theater manager knows patrons and promotes attendance through personal contacts. By being the dominant, if not the only theater in its market, the main competition is often the high school football team. Carmike is also able to get its pick of films and negotiate better terms with distributors. Rural versus urban-based customers are one example of assets-driving differences in activities. Serving small rather than large customers or densely rather than sparsely situated customers are other examples in which the best way to configure marketing, order processing, logistics, and after-sales service activities to meet the similar needs of distinct groups will often differ. Positioning is not only about carving out a niche. Positioning is not only about carving out a niche. A position emerging from any of the sources can be broad or narrow. A focused competitor such as IKEA targets the special needs of a subset of customers and designs its activities accordingly. Focused competitors thrive on groups of customers who are overserved and hence overpriced by more broadly targeted customers who are underserved and hence underpriced. A broadly targeted customers, for example, Vanguard or Delta Airline, serves a wide array of customers, performing a set of activities designed to meet their common needs. It ignores or meets only partially the more idiosyncratic needs of particular customer groups. Whatever the basis, variety, needs, or sales, or some combination of the three, positioning requires a tailored set of activities because it is always a function of differences on the supply side, that is, of differences in activities. However, positioning is not always a function of differences on the demand or customer side. Variety and access positioning, in particular, do not rely on any customer differences. In practice, however, variety or access differences often accompany needs differences. In practice, however, variety or access differences often accompany needs differences. The taste, that is, the needs of Carmike small-town customers, for instance, lean more toward comedies, westerns, action films, and family entertainment. Carmike does not run any films rated NC-17. Having defined positioning, we can now begin to answer the question, what is strategy? Strategy is the creation of a unique and valuable position involving a different set of activities. If there were only one ideal position, there would be no need for strategy. Companies would face a simple imperative: win the race to discover and preempt it. The essence of strategic positioning is to choose activities that are different from rivals. If the same set of activities were best to produce all varieties, with all leads and access all customers, companies could easily shift among them and operational effectiveness would determine performance.